Hello, this is the reflections video that I need to do for lesson 2 applications. So this lesson was all about software that we use to run different programs on, which, the first question asks if I have recently installed or updated any applications. I can't say that I have really recently, unless we're talking about this particular lesson where I've downloaded the iTunes and some other things, the Qt PDF. I can't even remember ever having problems with downloading applications. It's always been very self-explanatory, or else I'm downloading the right kind of applications because they're really easy to do. You just hit run and it kind of prompts you through exactly what they want you to do. So I've never really had any problems with that. The next question says, have you ever created a PDF before? Yes, I have. At work, I create training materials, and I don't want them to, as they're updating computers and changing things, I don't want them to ever get to the point where they're no longer accurate or it changes the layout of them. So I just go ahead and save them as a PDF. And then I store them on the computer, and I also print them off just to have in my own files. Also, I just recently created some invites, and when I did that, I did it on my boyfriend's Mac computer, and I wanted to be able to open it up on my computer, which is not a Mac, it's a Toshiba. So I just did it in a PDF so that it wasn't all jumbled up when I got it on my computer. Let's see, discuss your experience in downloading the Qt PDF Writer, and what did you think about the process of making a PDF? I really didn't have any issues downloading the software itself. That was easy. However, when I went to make the PDF file, I originally opened up Chrome because that's what I typically use, and there was no tabs across the top, where it says file, edit, view, favorites, all of that. It was gone, and so I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. So I exited out of that and I got into Internet Explorer. Same thing. There was none of those tabs in there. So then I didn't know what to do. And I Googled the problem, tried to figure out what happened to my tabs. And the explanations were quite long, and I didn't have that much time to try to solve the problem before I had to go to work. So I just messed around with it a little bit. I went ahead and right button clicked, and then it brought up options and like a drop down, and it told me different things I could do. And so then I saw save as, and I clicked save as, and then I remembered I can't or shouldn't do it from here. I needed to go to print. So I then right button clicked again and found print, and then I changed the drop down to Qt PDF and was able to save the file, and it went fine. So still don't know what happened to the file, edit, view tabs across the top, but I'll have to figure that out later. What else? Describe ways that you think PDF files can be useful for you as a future teacher in the education environment. I think it's become quite common that students are given laptops to use for the school year. And so I don't know exactly how this works, but I would imagine that if they're going to give laptops for the students to borrow, that they're going to create some kind of an environment where the kids can get online and upload their assignments, but also to find assignments should they have left that at school, and kind of remind themselves, or even print it off if they wanted to. So I would think that teachers would use that as an opportunity to save things as a PDF, because you don't know if that student's going to go home and actually use their laptop, or perhaps they're going to use their home computer or their tablet, or however they're going to view that. You want to be able to make sure that it looks the way that it was meant to look. And so that's how I would use it. What else? Have you ever used your webcam to record yourself and upload the video to the internet? No, I have not. I think that's pretty clear. In my first video, I looked ridiculous because I don't know what I'm doing. And I had trouble even finding my webcam or how to make the thing run, so it was kind of embarrassing. What else? Describe ways that you think that video recordings can be useful to you as a future teacher. Well, I'm not very fond of recording myself, so that's probably not going to be a huge thing for me. However, I do see that in the case where you're going to have a substitute teacher, that could be very helpful, because that way you can explain the lesson the way that you want it to come across to your students. Whereas if you just hand this to a student teacher, maybe it's not going to come across the right way, and the students won't get the lesson done the way you wanted it done. So that would be my reasoning for making a video. Otherwise, if you wanted to, say, open your students up to other ideas, other environments where, you know, if I could make a video and it wasn't of me, then I think that would be a really great way of exposing them to more things than they can actually imagine while you're in the classroom. So that would be one reason that I would use it. And that's about it. I really kind of enjoyed this lesson. I can't say that I didn't know most of it, but there's also like little bits of knowledge that you didn't know that kind of make it much more useful for you, as you know, as you're going forward from here, that you can actually use those little nuggets that were just small things but actually change the experience quite a bit. And I've got to get used to using this video camera. So that's it's good for me to have these experiences. And that's it. Thanks.